All right, oh, wahala day for Nigeria. Now, the Yoruba social-cultural group known as Afenifere, they are now calling on the National Assembly to start the procedures of impeaching President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, the president of Nigeria. No be me talk am o, see am for news here. Now, this came after Tinubu commissioned a 30-kilometer out of 700-kilometer Lagos-Calabar coastal highway. Dear Biafrans, make it no be like say we dey speak so many English. Make I tell una a bit of what is happening in Nigeria. Now, there is a road they are building. They call it coastal highway from Lagos to Calabar. Right? Now, this road is a 700-kilometer road. Now, they said they have constructed 30 kilometers out of 700 kilometers. The president of Nigeria went there to commission it. You heard me right. No be to inspect it. He didn't go there to. He went there to commission it and gave award to the contractor. That is number one. Number two is that they said that the contractor is his business partner, which is an offense. All this thing I'm telling you, no me dey talk, e dey for news. In fact, I go play the videos for you now, make you watch them. But make I talk this one finish. The contractor is his business partner. First, he commissioned a 30 kilometer out of 700 kilometer. Something that is about 5% or thereabouts of the road he commissioned. Two, contractor is his business partner. The third one is that, now this one burst my head. According to them, they say that this road is going to cost about 15 trillion naira. 15 trillion naira. Now, do you know that this road that will cost 15 trillion naira was not appropriated, or it was not budgeted in the 2024 or 2025 Nigerian budget? According to news. Now tell me where the money go come out from. I dey feel good. Where will the money come out from? 15 trillion naira. That one is it third or fourth? Now, the next one is that, according to the Minister of Works, Dave Umahi, he said that per kilometer of this road is going to cost 4 billion naira. How? Oh, you know, I'm catching code. I dey catch code for Nigeria. Nigerians, I beg, how una take they survive? Like, how una take they survive this? How? A kilometer of this road is going to cost 4 billion naira. And the total kilometers of this road is 700 kilometers. And only 5%, 30 kilometers, and the president went and commissioned it. Now, the Yoruba social-cultural group is calling for Tinubu to be impeached. No be me talk am. I beg, make I allow you to watch this video. Then you drop your comment on the comment section. The analysis this man gave by talent, that man is doing a great work now. Let me allow you to watch what he said about it. But I'm asking again, Nigerians, how una dey survive? My fellow Biafrans, what you una think about this news? Please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think. Because this one, it shocked me. It shocked me. Please watch this.
Barrister, first of all, do you think that the president committed an impeachable offense by not by the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project not going through public procurement process? What's your thought about that?
Yes, he has. Seriously, he has, and many other. Seriously, he has committed several impeachable offenses. And the reason why Tinubu has been doing this thing from one infamy to the other is because I don't know whether this National Assembly, they are under a spell. Because they are looking at corruption.
No, I would like for you to break it down.
Yes, I'm coming.
Okay.
When that project started, the National Assembly was not even aware. At the point, they said they should stop work there. That they want to investigate what is going on, how the money came about and all that. There was no bidding. The National Assembly, they called for the stoppage of work there. But what happened? Tinubu continued. Please, is that not enough to start impeachable proceedings against him? Is that not enough? On your own, you just woke up started with no bidding, no appropriation, nothing. Which government runs like that? So anybody trying to say this and that, no, let us call a spade here. Tinubu has been committing infamy with our finances. It's on record. With our finances, and that is the core of our problem. This man just to throw money right, left, and center without approval, without anything, spending money anyhow. For example, this money is given the National Assembly for constituency allowance. Who approved it? Who approved it? The people they get the money even came to tell us that this is how much they are collecting now.
Okay, Barrister, let's stay within the impeachable offense with regard to the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway. Now, what is the state of that road? Because as at now, a lot of Nigerians don't even understand. The first thing we heard was that it was PPP. And nothing. The last time we heard was that High Tech was doing it pro bono.
Exactly.
You know, so are you able to tell Nigerians what is actually, does it have appropriation? That road, does it have appropriation? Was it captured in the 2024 or 2025 budget and all of that? Do you have an idea?
Not at all. Not at all. I say capital, not at all. That is why they are lying. That's why Umahi is lying. To tell us that High Tech is doing it pro bonus. So that we will say, the man is doing not a favor. Mr. Okoro, go and check. In the construction company all over the world, High Tech is not even the first 10 or the first 15. High Tech is not there. Go and check it. It's there on the internet. So, what is this noise that they are this and that? They are not there to say that the best in the whole world. And why would they be doing such a contract on a pro bono basis? Meanwhile, you were told about how many trillion. Somebody mentioned the amount to us. So we asked, where will this money come from? Since it was not appropriated.
About 15
trillion. Yes. Tinubu did not come out and tell us this is how he's going to fund. He didn't talk. He didn't say anything. He just do it on his own, as if that our life will depend on that road. But Mr. Okoro, are you aware that the East-West Road can cross the same 9 states? Why can't Tinubu finish it first? Why can't he finish that one that PDP started and conclude it and then even claim the credit? It doesn't matter. Finish that road. It will serve the same purpose this one want to serve.
But Barrister, talking about the East-West Road, let me bring back Mr. Akin into this conversation. Mr. Akin, some people have alleged that, look, that the 47-kilometer stretch, which was initially proposed first tranche of the road, that only 30 was done. Some people have said, look, the president merely did it to Atlantic City, where he has interest with Chaguri, High Tech, and the president didn't hide that. He called him his partner.
Yes.
You know, so if the president had called a contractor my partner, do you still think he didn't commit an impeachable offense? That looks like having business in business, and it's against the ICPC Act.
Now, Shure and the factional faction of Afenifere have clearly stated there's conflict of interest.
Okay.
If you're a student of business, a conflict of interest arises when you have your own, your friend, your wife, your husband, you know, being given undue advantage over others. However, the story of ethics that I know internationally now then says, if that is going to happen, declare. When you declare and you don't hide it, and then perhaps audits and controls now eventually find it out, okay, that means you know you are trying to do something that is not toward. Yeah, Mr. President spoke about Shagori, who has dared to dare, and he has spoken. And if you look at the Papa Oshodi, from Oshodi down to Oworonshoki and the Ojota Road, that was done by call it the main man, the main actor in the private sector, that Dangote, for 22 months. Nobody ever believed that was going to be possible. By bringing in the capacity to do an intermodal road that went beyond transportation. So I do not think that Mr. President coming on the day he was going to commission the 30-kilometer has committed any impeachable offense. He has merely acknowledged the other stakeholders who have helped him help the Hope agenda, which I still very much believe on. And then you said that the 30-kilometer over 47,
When you say helped him, so you think that this particular
47
business...
kilometer, the remainder has been explained.
Mr. Akin, the help him you just made mention of now, are we seeing a situation whereby Nigeria's wealth, Nigeria's money is being used now to, more like, reach and give a handshake to someone who has helped you in one way or the other, more like compensation? Is that what we're seeing playing out actually with this particular project? Because if you said that there's nothing wrong with the president giving, or this particular contract being given to High Tech, who we know has Shagori to be the head or the CEO, and taking it back to other construction that he's been able to do for him while in Lagos and all that, the help he has received around him thus far. And to this point, we're having trillions of naira, trillions of taxpayers' money, trillions of borrowed money that you and I actually had to pay in the nearest future being given to an individual just to compensate him for the help he has given so far. You're saying nothing is wrong with that? Is that what you're saying, Mr. King?
If you are saying that, I don't see it that way. I do not see Mr. President saying that he's going to give a whole chunk of the trillion that you are talking about.
A project that was 15 trillion naira given to an individual.
Excuse me, please. You asked the question, so let me answer. There are different tranches and contractors who have come in, and Engineer Ubahi, not just yesterday, not when the thing was now being commissioned, has told you how they went through the procurement process. So, having said that, to call him a liar, I think I don't share that view. But
all right.
That we are now going to have an intermodal road that is not just a transport corridor that will have all the accomplishments. Before we go to Port Harcourt, I do not think.
Before we go to Port Harcourt, you said something about
you
said something about ethics, the ethical angle to it. That
yes.
Even if you have a partner who seems to be doing business with you and in government,
yes,
you have to make a declaration.
Yes.
Now, the president didn't make the declaration before the contract was awarded.
Yes.
He made it when a section of the contract has been completed.
Oh.
Does that make him liable?
How did you know that?
No, that's what you said.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Not what I said. She asked me a question and I went to her direct. I said, let's go back and play all the tapes. In fact, I don't
No, that's not my question.
Excuse me, please.
That is not the question.
And if you are not satisfied with my question, go somebody else.
Did you get my question?
I got your question because I'm next to you, so I have ears. So I'm not blind.
So what was the question,
I'm not deaf. No, don't ask me that question. You are not a
because you are not answering the question I asked.
have answered your question, and I've told you that the Minister for Works, which I have praised to high heavens, has repeatedly told the whole world. And then I was not going to go back to tell you that part of the things we had, because you said alleged, part of the things we had is the fact that his son being on the board and all those were cleaned out.
What exactly did the minister say?
That was not the question
They went into the process and they gave you reasons why High Tech and Chaguri was given that contract. You can tell, excuse me please, you can tell me you are not satisfied with that process. I don't have a problem.
I'm not. Wait. You are my question. You talked about ethics. Hold on, sir. You talked about ethics.
Yes, I did.
That it is allowed in business practice.
Yes.
If you have an interest in a company and you are in government, you declare that, look, I have an interest in this company before you award the contract.
Yes.
Now, did all of that happen before the contract was awarded? And I said no. Okay. Now, when the project is being commissioned, the president makes a declaration that, look, I have an interest in this company. Does that make him culpable? Is that an infraction on our law?
Are you finished with your question?
Yes.
I heard your question.
And you didn't answer it.
No, excuse me. I answered your question. I said, you said that was not done. You said that was not done. And I said I disagree with you that was not done. Do you understand this logic? You said it was not done. Okay, how did you know it was done? Were you part of this? Have you seen the whole thing? I had the Federal Minister of Works explain that dot by dot. I had him.
And I'm prepared to give him that benefit of the doubt that all that was done. But if you don't believe what he said, and you don't believe my analysis in saying that was done, and you say that it was not done, okay, so believe it.
No two persons can be at any point in time. Here Umar, he said that President Bola Tinubu and Chogore are business partners. Did you hear that?
Mr. Okoro, when something is obvious, we don't need to argue over it. That particular project is shrouded in fraud and deceit. That is why all of them are speaking from both sides of their mouth.
Yeah, both
Umahi and Tinubu.
We would like for you to give us, your own facts to.
The fact is, I have told you here. I've told you here. Every Nigerian knows it. I told you here from the beginning. My first intro here, I told you that the National Assembly got embarrassed because of that project, and they told Umahi and Tinubu, stop that thing. Let us investigate what you are doing. Let us find out who bidded. How much is that project and where are you going to get the money? The National Assembly, up to today, Tinubu did not answer them. Rather, he continued with the project. Is that not fraud?
Is that correct?
Okay, where did the Tinubu get the money?
It's true.
It's not in the budget.
The National Assembly.
It's not in the budget.
Excuse me.
Is it in the budget?
Excuse me, I can hear you.
It's not in the budget.
The National Assembly asked exactly what you have said, and they appeared in front of the National Assembly.
They did not. They did not.
Okay, sorry, I can't.
Don't go out. They did not. Look,
they appeared with the National Assembly.
Hold on.
They made the explanation, and the National Assembly said, "Go ahead."
They lied. They started the project. Remember very well. Remember, this was exactly what caused Bat Nnaji his job. Remember, geometrics. When they discovered that he has a company and he's a minister of power, immediately Jonathan asked him to leave, and he left. Right, now, in the case of, look at how they are trying to cover it, trying to defend it. You and I know very well how long the Chagori and the high tech have been a business partner to Tinubu. You and I know. You and I know. So why would he now award the contract to them? Why would he do that?
It's question there, so you know already.
We could have done it with the private business, not our own.
Very interesting. Very interesting. A lot of people agree that the president is a master strategist. And you have always disagreed with that. You have always disagreed. Maybe politically,
he seems to be getting things done.
Politically, but in some total, what we call strategy, it's different from what the president is doing. The president comes across to me as a manipulator, not as a strategist, political manipulator. Because why I say that in the fact of considering the endorsement by 22 governors, if you conduct elections today, based on what is on the ground, with all these endorsements from the 22 governors, the president is most likely to win the election if you conduct it today. But not all the 22 governors that have endorsed him will win the elections. After the presidential election, some of them are going to be left high and dry. That is part of manipulation. And one doesn't need to travel far to see.
But the president is touted as one who values contracts, deals. If he reaches an agreement with you, he'll see it to the end.
Okay. If he's able to do that. If he say what if he's unable to do that? If all is free and fair, if the election is free and fair, if the election is free and fair, the president might just win, but not all the 22 governors that have endorsed him will win the election. So it speaks to the fact that if you talk about deals, cutting deals and all of that, and manipulation, like I said about manipulation, it is very clear, it is obvious that some of these governors are not going on their own terms. They are being compelled. They are being persuaded, they are being coerced, into moving from the APC from the PDP or from other parties to the APC. Look, like I just mentioned, the Bayelsa State, the Yodiri, that is contemplating moving. And I also connected, even before you said you brought in the angle of the National Security Advisor, I also had that in mind, because if you're able to put the dots together, if you put a trade into the needle, you're able to sew in all of this and discover that, look, because some of them have said, somebody like Omoyano said, look, I'm not living because I don't like the PDP anymore. I'm living because it might just be difficult for me to win election, re-election, into office, working from the position, on the platform of the PDP. That tells you that, look, the man is not moving on his own volition. There are forces behind him. And he's still having problems now. So he's torn between the devil and the deep blue sea, because apparently he is not in control of the PDP structure in the state. It is held intact by Emmanuel Udom.
A lot of members, APC members, moved with him. About 26 of them, of the State House of Assembly, moved with him. So basically, the State Assembly in Rivers State is now an APC state assembly.
There will be problem in that state.
It's all right. Nigeria. Anyway, please do well to drop your comment on the comment section what you think about this. All right. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you very much and God bless you.